It is now time to show love to our future king and or queen of the ring. Now, the WWE has apparently, for some oddball reason, brought this back to become some sort of a yearly thing. We just did one last year. I think we may have done one the year before that. But we're back again here in 2026, and already there is controversy. But aside from the controversy, I'm actually optimistic that this is going to turn out pretty goddamn good. I'm actually really excited about what the outcome could possibly be for some of these matches. And I want to show you guys the brackets to come up here for just a second. So here we are. We have the brackets here. We have the Queen of the Ring. I'm going to take this banner down for just a second so I can see. Well, I'll take it down in the full set. Yeah, no, I'll take it down. So we have in the first bracket here, which was already decided this past Monday on Raw, Liv Morgan, who is the world's women's champion, defeated Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, and Chelsea Green. A nice star-studded four-way.
No, before you continue, for the most part, just to that you just said, the thing that I like about it so far is these brackets are stacked.
Boom.
They could now. Unfortunately, it does feel still a little obvious if you watch wrestling, but if you take that out, anyone can really run with these brackets. If you're being complete, and I mean anyone. So I that's my favorite thing so far about the brackets. I think they're stacked up pretty good.
Yeah, that I look at the brackets here. Liv Morgan won that bracket. On the other side, I have to move my logo out of the way. Hold on one second. I don't even know where the hell is my logo? How do I put it? Is this? No. How do I remove from stage? Oh, that's the wrong button to push. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to pull it up over here for a second and read from the top because I don't remember where it was to turn that off. There it is, Roxanne Perez. So my logo is blocking Roxanne Perez, Iyo Sky, Julia, and Lash Legend, with Iyo Sky coming out of that. Bailey, Raquel Rodriguez, JC Jane, and Kiana James. A little lower on the totem pole, but still some upcoming talent there. In my opinion, this was
not
a surprise.
Superstars, but I think they're all talented.
All talented.
Yeah.
Well, totally surprised. But not against. Raquel Rodriguez came out of that field and advanced.
I actually wasn't surprised. I that's what I foresaw happen.
Okay.
I just felt like that's what was going to happen.
This Friday on SmackDown, we'll have Sol Ruruka, Lyra Valkyria, Charlotte Flair, and Jade Cargill to decide the the last spot in the quarterfinal, I guess you can consider it. And so that is that there. And then to the men's side, because I don't want to keep these pictures up for too long, I don't want to get flagged. So it's Penta, Oba Femi, Solo Sikoa, and Carmelo Hayes. To no one's surprise, Femi advanced. Dominik Mysterio, Braun Breaker, Trick Williams, Damian Priest. Surprised, but A-okay. Dom Mysterio coming out here and now faces Oba Femi in the goddamn quarter. The face that I am blocking on that one is
Seth
Rollins. Okay, so Seth Rollins, Javon Evans, Talatanga, and Ricky Saints with surprised Javon Evans. And the last male spot, Jey Uso, LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Finn Balor going to be decided this Friday. So I would like to go ahead right now and just tell everyone, based on everything that has happened, I want to start off by saying I'm not a huge fan of the Fatal 4-Way first round setup. I don't like it. I know that it quickens the pace of the actual tournament because that one Fatal 4-Way is basically replacing two singles matches. Right? So, no, not even. Because it would be two singles matches and then a match between those two winners to get that one person. It kind of eliminates that portion. It does it all in one shot. It gets you the. But
I'll counter you on that and say that I do like it for the optics of if that first round was split into individual one-on-one matches, I feel like the outcome feels way more telegraphed. Whereas if you start it with a 4-man and you put names in it, let's look at the Rey Mysterio one. I mean, I'm not saying that Rey Mysterio is. I'm just saying, so far as stories go and the way people are being pushed, I would have thought it would have been either a Trick or a Braun Breaker going through. I don't
that's
like.
what I thought.
You're gonna get me on a fucking tangent right now. I don't like what they're doing with Rey Mysterio. Right? I fucking hate it. I'm sorry. I apologize. Dom Mysterio. I fucking hate.
Compare him to that deadbeat. No,
being silenced by Liv Morgan, but I digress. I'm not gonna go on a tangent here. However, I will say, if we're talking story and who would be pushed, I would say Braun or Trick would have won here. But I'm in favor of Mysterio here because if out of that whole group, the thing that kind of makes the most sense, where you're not squishing anyone and a loss does both of them a favor, while also who I think out of those people would be Oba's best opponent for what we're doing, it's Dom.
Yes.
Dom is perfect for this. He's they don't cheer for Oba louder when Oba comes out versus when Rey Mysterio is talking to Oba.
Dom Mysterio.
Dom, why do I keep saying Rey? I don't know. It's driving me nuts.
El hijo de Rey Mysterio.
I got Rey on the brain for some reason. I think it was the last match I watched or some shit. I don't fucking.
Or as we call him, as we call Dom in this
Dom,
house.
damn it! I don't know why I'm saying that. Dom is that guy. When he comes out, the crowd was louder booing him and cheering Oba to spite Dom than they were when Oba came out by himself. And as far as in-ring, I feel like it's going to – I don't see that this match isn't going to be a squish. I think they're going to have a little bit more fun with it. I think Dom is going to run him around the ring a little bit.
Can I time out for a second? I giggle every time you say it because you keep saying squash.
What's the difference?
The difference is that the term of beating the shit out of somebody with no comeback and no offense and just completely emasculating and embarrassing is a squash. You keep saying squish. It sounds fun.
Are they not synonyms?
Not in the wrestling world, they're not. You leave that for the vocab class.
Squish, squash. Who gives a fuck? I don't think it's gonna.
How about this? How about we just make that your thing? You can keep saying squish. I just want to make sure that you.
I'm gonna say whatever comes out of my mouth because I got no control over it. Okay, I'm gonna try my best. I will try to pay respects to the business, but squish may come out. That's what's in there.
The point is this ain't gonna be a squish.
If I know I'm talking about Oba, I'm gonna go in the mirror and practice before we go on air, so I can try to catch myself. But yes, this is gonna be. I'm very interested to see how this one turns out. And I think it's gonna be pretty fun to see these two.
They stole my wife's idea because when we watched it and Dom had won and advanced, we already know that it was gonna be Dom and Oba. My wife goes, "This is perfect booking," because he's been calling himself the king of the luchadors, El Rey de Lucha Libre. And now he's on course to be an actual king. It's like this is gonna be great. He's gonna actually be the king of the luchadors with a crown and everything.
To be fair, this may be the battle of the kings. I mean, he's the ruler.
On the other hand, we have a ruler who is in search of a crown. So
and he said he needs a crown to rule his people. So
there it is, to rule his people.
And he's gonna show Dom who's daddy.
Yeah, yo, he cuts a mean promo. It's not like he's not gonna wow you. He's not like a wordsmith or anything like that.
When he said that, I just pictured Rhea in the back, like I mean, mommy and daddy.
Oh no, I'd like to see who wins that battle.
What are you talking about?
It's a battle of the Oba versus Rhea Ripley.
No, that's not the way that I was talking about, but sure.
I'm not talking about a wrestling match either.
Okay, fair enough. We're both talking about the hub then. Fair enough.
Yeah, yeah. I want to see who wins.
God damn it, dude. These are
The
people.
true
These are
test.
humans.
Yeah, I know.
True
Let them,
true
let
test
them
of
breed
strength
as
is
such.
crazy.
They Javon Evans was a surprise to me. Not that I don't think he should have, but of the group, I thought putting Rollins in this was going to be a way to kind of give a big win to someone else to go to the finals. But now Evans is there, and I'm like, oh no, I hope he's not there to give somebody a big win to go to the finals. Because my thing is this: if you look at the men's slot that's still open, Jey Uso, LA Knight, Royce Keys, Finn Balor. Am I wrong in saying I kind of want Balor to get that one?
I think so. I feel like the way the bloodline's been talking, I felt there for a second that Jay was gonna go win it for some type of storyline, but with Oba in it, that kind of changes shit. So I feel like if I'm gonna make my early prediction, it's gonna be Oba Jay.
Oba Jay.
Yes. Which is gonna make it interesting if that's gonna put the bloodline put a target on Oba from the bloodline. I'm very interested where they're going with this. Where they end up going with it, rather, is what I mean.
I think because of the bloodline, I don't see Jay winning this because of the bloodline. Because they seem to be, whenever the bloodline is a thing, they always tend to be in their own fucking bubble. Whatever their own little universe. And then people kind of just come in and out. They specifically turned Finn Balor babyface, then had him beat the daylights out of all of the goddamn Judgment Day people. And then after beating the daylights out of all of them, immediately traded him to SmackDown, which they made a big fuss about. It was all over my newsfeed. It was on my phone. I woke up to a bubble that was like, oh, Finn Balor's been traded to SmackDown. They're making a big deal out of it. And then put him in this tournament. I don't know if they did all that just to have him lose in the first round. I'm not entirely sure. They could have. It's entirely possible. I doubt it. Plus, a Finn Balor, I don't know. Jey Uso sounds like a sort of a Finn Balor Evans, Oba Femi, Dom Mysterio quarterfinal sounds fucking dope for a King of the Ring quarterfinal.
Yeah, but you don't get anything out of Oba Balor.
I kind of do.
I don't think we're playing for the King of the Ring. We're playing for past the King of the Ring. No, yeah. I'm just saying in general.
Oba's
past.
Oba's winning this.
100%.
I don't feel like there's a reason for him not to.
Yeah, we're past that. We're interested in how we get there and what happens after that.
Well, he had a really good showing with the Fatal 4-Way, but it's still a Fatal 4-Way. He's gonna have a good showing against Dom because Dom is almost impossible.
The one with Dom is gonna be so fucking good. I know
it's almost impossible not to get the reactions you want from the audience because Dom is such a great heel. The Finn Balor match, if he was to get Finn Balor, I definitely don't want Femi and Evans. Because I don't want that. To me, that cancels one or the other out.
Evans is not passing that second. I'm surprised he got where he did. He's not getting past that round. He's not getting past that round.
I feel like anybody that gets out of that 4 is getting past Evans and going to face Oba in the final. So now it comes down to who gives him
the best
shine.
It's not Keys. It's not either Keys. Jay or Balor. My money's on
Balor.
Jay. I think Balor.
I don't know. Jay. My money's on Balor. I think it's just more of a personal preference. I don't need to see Jay get his ass beat by Oba Femi in the finals of the King of the Ring tournament. Because what does it do for Jay? Except further push the narrative from Jacob
right, and
he's a punk ass.
Listen, I wouldn't disagree with you.
By the way,
if it wasn't for Roman saying that shit a few
hyping his ass up, gassing
him up, talking about there's 2 ends of each table. Now you're gonna come back with nothing.
By the way, Jacob Fatu has a new catchphrase. I need him to say. He doesn't even know it's a catchphrase yet. It needs to be. I need that on a shirt. I wouldn't wear it, but I need to see it as a shirt. Did you see his promo on Monday
I missed. I didn't finish Raw. I didn't get a chance to finish it. I did see where they ran into Seth, and he told him to get him, and he did not. He just got in his face and fucked off. Right. I think that's where I may have had to stop. Right.
So a little later, we're in the back, and Jimmy's laying into Jacob, and Jimmy goes, "Yo, my man, this is a very simple process. All right, we call a play, and you run it." That's what he told Jacob. And Jacob looked at both of them and was like, hold on a second. Let's keep this a buck, right? Let's keep this 100 right here. I acknowledged the OTC. I acknowledged Roman Reigns. I didn't acknowledge your ass. And he looked at Jimmy, and I damn sure didn't acknowledge punk ass Jay over here. And he was like, what? He was like, and they're trying to keep them separate. And he was like, so ain't gonna be none of that bullshit. Plus, wasn't y'all the ones who told LA Knight to stop going out there and running his mouth and talking about the family? And all he does is walk around here talking about the family. And y'all back here sitting there doing nothing. And out of nowhere, he just looked both at each other and went, ass, and walked off. I was like, yes. He just said, you back here doing nothing? Ass. I was like, yes. Yes, Jacob, that whole situation was indeed ass. I love it.
Like, it is kind of weird how Jacob is like, I don't know how intentional it is, but he is shining light on the awkwardness of what the bloodline is right now. It's like, you're not his crony, but you are his crony, and now you're trying to make me your crony because you've been here longer, but I can beat both y'all the fuck up. I don't work for y'all.
Seth did the same thing. You said you saw the interaction with Seth. Seth did the same thing. Because they approached Seth and said, yo, you need to be careful about talking with the family. He said, yeah, why the hell are we still doing this? I don't understand. He said, first of all, I didn't talk about the family. I talked about Roman Reigns. I thought you was Big Jim. I thought you was main event Jey Uso. What are we doing here? Why are we back to this? I don't understand.
It was like, get him, Jacob. He looked at him, walked away, goes, so much for the family. Like, what the fuck? Like, what are y'all doing here?
What the hell is this dog and pony show over here? So there's a lot of stuff going on over there. I think we kind of just laid out how we feel about the goddamn men's. The controversy now for the women's.
Yeah, that hit. I think I know where you're going, and my brain was thinking it, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to put energy into thinking about this. I'm going to wait till we get on the pod so you can explain it to me. But isn't the whole point of this now is to get a title shot? Well, what the fuck do you do if you are the champion? Which, by the way, she's highly likely to win this.
Right. So that answer is simple. If you're the champion and you win the tournament, when you go to SummerSlam or whatever pay-per-view, you get to pick your opponent. You won the Queen of the Ring. You get to do whatever you want. That's the point. Well, first of all, the first time in history that's happened, not just in the King of the Ring, but people seem to forget that on 2 occasions, the Royal Rumble has done that. It's had the champion in the match with the possibility of choosing your own opponent should you win. Has been on the line before. There's precedent for this. This isn't new shit. Unfortunately, this goes back to I was going to bring this up with you because I think this is the best way that I can explain it. When we had the conversation last week about the Gunther match and the foot under the rope,
straight to it. Yep.
About the fact that it's always been a rule. It's just hardly it's literally never done. So when it comes up, it causes a massive storm of conversation. That is exactly what this did. WWE knew exactly what it was doing. Triple H, whoever pitched it, knew exactly what they were doing. It is very logical for Hair to be in it. It is not even the first time that it's happened. But it doesn't really happen a lot. So for a whole generation of people that have never seen that, it is very confusing and very jarring. But I'm here to tell people it's going to be all right. You're going to live. It's okay. If anything, think about it in this fashion. If you win a tournament to face the champion, that's great. You're the number one contender. You earned it. But if you go through that tournament and you defeat the champion in that tournament. Man, do you have a lot of momentum going into that goddamn championship match because you've already beaten the goddamn champ. Now you just got to do it with the titles on the line. There's story avenues to play with this because let's say you said Liv is a favorite to win, which absolutely based on these brackets on who's left. I would agree with that. Iyo Sky is a former world champion, but I don't know if she's going to win the whole goddamn thing. If you're asking me, the winner of this whole fucking tournament is right here. That's going to be Raquel Rodriguez. I think that needs to be your queen of the ring. I think that needs to be the one who goes off to SummerSlam to face the champ. And if you're telling me right now that I can get, there's a possibility that I can get a Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan final in Saudi Arabia, one-on-one for the queen of the ring crown, and Raquel is able to pull that off, that's the start of a whole new storyline for both of them. Liv, it's a no-win situation. If Liv beats Raquel, it's not going to be clean. So Raquel's not going to be happy that she fucked her now twice. Because remember, Liv has fucked her on a world title match before. So this would be time number 2. If you reverse it, if Raquel gets one over on Liv, Liv can't live with that. What does that make you the dominant female in the group? No, I'm the dominant female in the group. And then we work our way into a title match. It's either way. I don't see Iyo Sky going any. They have seemed complacent with the idea that Iyo is popular, and that's enough. That's all they need her for at this point. Until they figure out what to do with her next, she's kind of in a holding pattern. Roka is the Intercontinental Champion. She's not advancing, I don't think. Valkyria, Charlotte, I don't think that meshes with Liv. Jade Cargill, I don't know. I think the opponent for Morgan that would work the best out of the 4, although not exactly enticing, would probably be Lyra. For the same reason that you have Dom going against Oba. For Liv Morgan,
because they have encounters. They have an encounter.
I know.
Make it make sense.
I don't need Ruka to. I don't want Ruka to be pinned here. She's the champ, but I don't need her to win this either. I don't want Ruka to win as the Intercontinental Champion and then have Intercontinental Champion versus World Champion to go to the final.
It's either Ruka or Valkyria for sure.
Well, either one I think is losing to Liv. I think Liv's going to the goddamn finals. She's huge in Saudi Arabia. We've already seen her win the champion versus champion match over there. She won the Royal Rumble over there. Liv Morgan has made Saudi Arabia her own playground over there. When you cross into the desert into Saudi Arabia, you're in Liv Morgan country, which is all the more reason.
That's disgusting.
It's got to be. Am I wrong? I just laid out all the facts. A lot of wins. She's got a lot of wins.
If it is Rodriguez that wins, and I will be really happy for that. I would either wanted it to go one or two ways. Either she gets a clean win on Iyo Sky, which I don't think is very likely to happen, or she gets the clean win on Morgan. I want her to get a clean win in one of these next 2 matches. I want one of these to not have anything to do with anyone interfering. At least
if you want a strong build for Raquel to go to the title, she's got to beat Iyo clean.
I want it clean.
The only way to do it. She's got to beat Iyo with a Tejana bomb in the middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3, looking big and looking strong. And I think that's probably the reason they chose Iyo for this match, because who is going to go on there and bounce around like a rubber ball of that group better than Raquel Rodriguez? Raquel still has a nice relationship with Roxanne that would have conflicted. Julia and Lash Legend are not going to bounce around for fucking Raquel, but Iyo will.
Yeah, so no, but at the end of the day, if we're talking business and strategy, if I'm looking to push Rodriguez to that next level, you need to go through those next level people, and
that's Iyo Sky,
and that's Iyo Sky. So no one else in that side of the bracket is going to do. Now, if you just want her to beat someone to get there, that's one thing. But to me, this is putting her in a position. If we decide to put the belt on you, can you work? And you're gonna get a look at that with Iyo. That's what Iyo does. So this bracket is fun. I'm really excited to see like what happens here. Hope to God Liv Morgan doesn't win.
So I have to ask the question now. And I don't know if you could answer it. I honestly don't think I can answer it either.
I can answer
but I
it.
would just I would like to ask this question and have it be food for thought for those listening at home, right? Or watching at home. For everybody that really hates the way some of these people are booked and portrayed and all the different stuff that they get put through on television and stuff, there has to be something to the madness that we could look at a okay, let's look. I'm going to read them off. Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, Chelsea Green, Sol Roca, Lara Valkyria, Charlotte Flair, Jade Cargill, Roxanne Perez, Iyo Sky, Julia, Lash Legend, Bailey, Raquel Rodriguez, JC Jane, Kiana James. I can make an argument that there is a little bit, at the very least, a little bit of something to each one of those individuals. Not a single person in here I feel like would be an easy out. We sat here and went through who we think is going to win what and where, but that was based solely on business. If you're just looking at the brackets as it is and you were seeing the fatal four-way in front of you, all four of these matches look fun.
If you're looking at it through the eyes of, I would say younger, it doesn't necessarily have to be younger, but like younger kid who's watching wrestling. And
like if this is your generation.
If you're not someone thinking about business, you're really just watching wrestling and you have your favorites and your dislikes. This bracket is so like anyone here is viable to run with it.
Yeah. I could make it if you were to throw a dart and randomly select, I don't know, JC Jane or Julia or just randomly, I could see people making a case online and going, "Oh yeah, it's a great pick because I don't know, person of the future or up and comer or give this person some stock," right? The original winner of the Queen of the Ring was Zelina Vega. She was selected exactly for that reason, was to be someone that they could kind of build the building blocks and let's do up and coming. We've had winners. There's not a lot of main eventers recently that have won these tournaments. And for good reason, main eventers shouldn't be winning them. This is the tournament that you win to eventually become a main eventer. That's why they put the title shot on the line. This isn't the first King of the Ring where the winner gets the title shot at SummerSlam. Brock Lesnar won a King of the Ring that took him to SummerSlam as an example, right? There's a few people along the line who won the King of the Ring and started getting in line for opportunities in the main event. Stone Cold Steve Austin wins in 96. He doesn't go right to the main event. We ease that son of a bitch right into there, right? He faces a Bret Hart. He faces a Hart Foundation. He faces a Shawn Michaels. By the next year, he's in the main event at WrestleMania. That got him ready. You can go down the line of winners all the way. Kurt Angle, Edge, all these individuals eventually got their opportunities based off of this win. It's one of the biggest reasons why we love the tournament so much. It's also one of the reasons why they had to get rid of it. So many. Let's move him to the main event scene. People eventually you do like 12 years in a row. You got 12 main eventers. That's not possible. Someone has to come out of that spot. That's why they chilled on it. They brought it back recently because they now need fresher faces on top. We just did the thing, me and you, not just did, it was a while ago, when we were talking about how old the main event scene is in WWE. Here's the opportunity right here to start doing stuff like that. Finn Balor's a little on the older side, which is why I wouldn't have him win it. But Femi, young man, Evans, young man, Dom, young man. Dom's in that position for a different reason. He's there to feed the babyface aura of Oba Femi. Whereas I feel like if Balor was to get into that quarterfinal, this is an education for Javon Evans. Yeah. Here's a guy who can do the shit that you do if he wanted. I'm going to show you. You can work, but I'm going to show you how to work, okay? There's a different level to this. So that's another reason why I kind of like Finn Balor in the main event, or the final with Oba Femi. Just some more on-the-job training. Here's a main event situation. A big win for a good opponent against a good opponent.
And to your point, I like the fact that Javon won in the same bracket as Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
To your point, like of
Rubs.
Making like
Rubs.
It was a good. I didn't get to see. When I saw the bracket, I realized he won. I didn't get to see the match, but I'm gonna go back and watch it. But I do like that in that bracket. To me, he wasn't the one that wasn't gonna come out on top. So the fact that he did is to your point that they are using this platform for that, but we do still have stories to tell. So it's good. So far, I like what's going on with it. What was the main controversy?
The Liv Morgan and the world
Okay,
champion and the whole deal. I understand. Oh, that's fine. It's all right. Don't overthink it.
Makes sense.
Anyway, so that's the King of the Ring tournament thus far. So the final
better
slots,
than last year's, I can recall.
I'm feeling it. I
like it so far.
The last spots will be filled this Friday, and then next week they're going to have the quarterfinals on Raw and SmackDown to determine who's going to be in the finals, and then the finals will take place on the 27th. So that's where they're going to be in Saudi Arabia for the Night of Champions, which is where the King of the Ring tournament will be taking place. So I'm looking forward to see what they come up with. I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do with that.